Hello, my art friends. It's Mrs. Schmidt here. We're going to do a clay project today with Model Magic air dry clay. They come in little packs like this, or they're larger packs. I have these packs, and to do this project, you're going to need Model Magic, and you could come to the school and pick it up. I'll have a box up by the office where if you want to do the project, you can come get some. All right, here, I'm going to share my screen and let's get started. All right, so let's share my screen with you. All right, you should now see a Snoopy that I made a while ago with air dry clay. All right, this is made, the white part is the same, Model Magic clay. Okay, so we're gonna make that today. And here are the items you're going to need to make the Snoopy. All right, so you're gonna need Model Magic, a pair of scissors, some markers. If your parents, have a Sharpie, it would be nice because it's permanent black. But if you don't have one to do the ears or the spot and the eyes and nose, it's okay. You can still use like a Crayola black marker, but I use Sharpie because it's permanent and it won't rub off. All right, so these are the things you're going to need. I'm going to need scissors to open my bag up. So I'm going to open my bag up. Let's make sure the camera's going the right direction here so you can see. All right, so we move our markers out of the way. We open up our bag. Now I cut the top and then there's this like flap at the bottom. I just pull that open. And there's my clay. I'm going to break it into two pieces. So there's 1, 2. And I'm going to work on the brown desk so you have a background so it doesn't blend in with a white piece of paper. Okay, so here we go. We're going to roll one piece into a ball and then the second piece into a ball. This piece is going to be Snoopy's head. We're going to start with a head. So right now you have a ball of clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fingers to sculpt. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to push in one side of that ball. You see how I pushed that in? I just put my finger here and pushed it down. See how now there's like a dent in one part of the ball. So that's going to be his head and his front of his nose. So you can push that part down like that. Okay, everybody see that? All right, so we have Snoopy's head. All right, so we're going to put that aside. Now he's laying down. So we're going to take the second ball, break that in half, and we're going to use this piece for his body. So we're going to roll it to a ball first. Then I'm going to take my pinchers, thumb and first finger, and pinch one side to a point. And then I'm going to go over and attach it to the head. See? So I pushed it, this pointy side in. And you can pick it up and push with your fingers. Turn it around here. Push in with your fingers. All right, so I have his head and his body so far. And you can use your fingers to sculpt it out how you want it. See how I just push in where I want the neck to be skinnier, where it touches his head. And that's what doing clay is, you're sculpting. So your hands are your tools, your fingers are your tools. And you can poke it, press it to get it the shape that you want it to be. All right, so there he is laying down so far. See? All right, so now we have to add ears. So you're going to take this piece, your other piece of clay, pinch off about this much. Break that in half. So 2 pieces now, and I'm going to roll each piece into a ball first. All right, now Snoopy's ears are long ovals. See how they go down long ways? All right, so you're going to take the ball and roll it just a little teeny bit. See how I made an oval? Roll it just a little teeny bit. And now we're just going to take our finger and press not real hard, and press. And now I have Snoopy's long floppy ears. So you're going to pick it up carefully and place it on the side. See how I placed it right on the side of the head? Same thing on this side. Pick it up, place it on, push just a little, and like I said, you can use your fingers to shape it. There. So we have Snoopy's ears on now. You can always go back and adjust however you want it to be. All right, so nose is next. So you're going to get your piece of clay that's left over, break off a tiny piece now like this, roll it into a ball, and you can always check, is that too big? Yeah, I think it's a little big. I'm going to take some away. Roll it into a ball. And then we're going to place it on Snoopy's nose in the front right there. All right, so you just want to tap it on carefully, just lightly. We're touching the clay lightly. We're not squeezing too hard. All right, he needs a little tail, about the same amount as the nose. So I pinch off a piece from my clay that's left over, and I roll it into a ball first. Roll it into a ball first. Then I roll it long a little bit. See? Then I'm going to pick it up and put it back here where his tail would go. All right, so that's on the back part. Okay, next, legs. All right, so Snoopy's laying down, and I'll show you how they look. These two are coming out the back, and these two are up front where his head is. You know how a dog sometimes they'll have their legs out back. So we're going to break off a piece of this extra clay. This is our clay we're building with. We're going to roll it into a ball first. All right, so we rolled it into a ball. Now we're going to roll it like a snake on our table. We're going to roll it not too thin. All right, so this would be too thin. That would be too thin. All right, we don't want it thin like that. We want to keep it thick. All right, so now we have this piece. So how many legs does Snoopy need? 4. So we're going to break that in half. So now we have 2. And we're going to break each one of those in half. Now we have 4. Okay, you can go back and roll them neater. See how that, when we broke it, it made it thin. You can go back and fix each piece. All right, like that. All right, so you're going to pick the 2 longer pieces, and we're going to pick up his little bum in the back here and lay those leg pieces and foot pieces underneath. Here, let me do it this direction so you can see. So I picked up his little bum and see his leg here, and I pushed down. So they're really attached to the bottom here of his body. And then you can adjust them how you want them. Take your finger on the ends and make it a little bit flat. So that'll make the bottom of his foot where we can make the paw prints later. All right, so these 2 pieces you have, you can re-roll them to get them a little thicker, see? If you don't like how they are, you can always re-roll. You can always try again. All right, so we're going to put these 2 up here at the front. So we're going to lift up, and they go kind of like where his ear is. See how I lift it up and put it underneath, and you can smooth it on. Be careful not to squeeze the body too much, all right, because it is still wet, and it'll, if you squeeze too hard, it will change the shape. I'm going to take the leg, lift up, put the skinny side under, press it on, and then you can adjust however you want the legs to be. They could be up here touching, or you could have them out to the sides, however you want them. All right, so we have our Snoopy built. He's all sculpted. Damn. Now we want to add the color. So I get my Sharpie or whatever black marker you have, and now the clay is wet, but we can still work with it. If we go very lightly, if we press very lightly, see how I'm pushing very light with my marker. So we're going to give him little lines for eyes, because these are the eyes when you're asleep. Okay, so those little, they're just little slits. They like that little line, curved lines. Okay, and then we're going to come and we're going to color in his nose, but I'm not pushing hard. Sometimes I can even just tap it with my Sharpie. So I want to go really slow. I don't want to get any on his face, just his nose here. So I'm going to go really careful when I get to the edge of the nose. It's okay if you get some, it's fine. We're just learning how to do this, so it's okay. All right, so we're almost done the nose. So I'm just tapping the color on. See? Very carefully around the edges. See if I missed any white spots. And there we go. So we have his eyes and his nose. Next are his ears. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the nose. We're going to color in those ears. Take your time. Take your time. Go slow, and you don't have to press hard because the clay is wet and it will move if you press too hard. So look, I just take my other hand away. I just let him sit there while I color in his ear. See? I'm coloring in his ear with my Sharpie marker. And I look for white spots to fill them in. Okay, so there's one ear. Now I'm going to turn to this side and do the other ear. Okay, so I'm just pressing lightly, not pressing too hard. Make sure I don't have any white spots. Go back and check. And there it is. So Snoopy has his eyes colored in, his ears, and his nose. All right, so we're going to go to his back. Snoopy has one spot on his back. So we're going to go in the middle and make an oval shape with our marker. Like that. Very lightly I pressed and color it in. So I'm just tapping it. All right, now we're going to do those cute little paw pads on the back of his feet. All right, let's turn it so you can see. So first you're going to put a little dot up towards the top of the heel. Then we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 little dots. See how I did that? One circle like so. And then I'll show you this one closer. So I'm making a circle. Then I'm making 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I did that? And you can even them up. Even them up. All right, and then on his paws that are at the front, all we're going to do there is make little claw lines. I have to turn it so you can see. Let's see here. So on this paw, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. See? 1, 2, 3 little claws. Same over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? You remember, you can pause the video anytime you need to catch up. Snoopy needs a collar. So this is white Model Magic clay. It does come in colors too. You might have used colors before. So I want to give him a red collar, but right now I only have white. So I'm going to get my red marker and watch what you can do with Crayola markers. Crayola markers and Crayola Model Magic. It's the same company that makes the clay and the Model Magic and the marker. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to color in my wet clay with red. Okay, put lots of marker in it. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to blend it in. So I'm blending it in with my fingers, mixing it all around. Now look how light that turned out. See how light that is? I want it darker, so I'm going to go back and add more color. And I know boys and girls from 1st to 5th, we've done Model Magic a lot, and you guys know this, so you guys should be pros at this. Kindergarten's just starting out. They'll be pros by the end of the year. All right, so I made it darker because I added more. So now I'm going to roll it into a ball first. I rolled it into a ball first. Then I'm going to make a little snake. Remember, not too skinny. Okay. Then I'm going to take Snoopy and I'm going to come over here. Let's make sure it's on camera. And I'm going to put this side down and this side on the opposite. And there he has his little collar. Now, if you want it darker, you can go back once you have it on him and color it darker. Remember, the clay is wet still, so go easy. Press easy. Don't press too hard. You're just touching it with your magic marker. Okay? All right, let's make sure I have all the white spot or all the light spots filled in here. There we go. So there's your basic Snoopy dog. Okay? You could make him accessories if you wanted. You could make a bed like this if you wanted to with more clay. All right, you could color in pieces of clay with different colors. Watch, I'll show you. We'll make him a little food dish. So I'm going to get my favorite color, purple. I'm coloring in the clay. It might look blue on camera, but this one's purple. And remember, I said we can mix it with our fingers, mix it up. And oh, that's a pretty color. It's a light purple. But maybe I want it darker. I can add more marker in it. Okay, so I added more color in it. I mixed it up. Okay, so there it is. There's my little purple food dish. I rolled it into a ball. Then I'm going to press my finger in. And there we go. Snoopy has a little bowl. All right, you could make him little treats. You could get another piece of clay and you could color it brown like that and mix it in. Okay, and then see how that came out brown, tan. Then take little pieces and fill his bowl with his food. Isn't that cute? See how I made little circles, little balls of clay? And I'm going to fill them in and put them in his dog dish so he can have some dinner. See? All right, so let your imagination take you away. And I hope you enjoyed the clay video. There are going to be more clay videos coming. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me in an art lesson. Bye-bye.